Well, good morning, everyone. This is Opa-Bert streaming live from Bien Hoa City in Dong Nai Province, Vietnam at the Pegasus Plaza. Today, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to give you a presentation on how I find end-of-day trades. So this is really good information. So let's get right into it. I give some acknowledgments. First of all, I'd like to thank Jose Blasco and all of the UFO educational team for helping me be able to do our weekly Nailing FX sessions. And you should really check into Trade with UFOs. I also like to thank all my students who over the past decades from all over the world have become some of my best trading buddies and good friends. And I want to thank you because every time I teach, I always trade better because I review the rules. And I'm really thankful for having the opportunity to briefly work with Mr. Zig Ziglar early in my career, in my life. And he told me and thousands of other people, you can get everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. So this is my kind of payback to the trading community. Hopefully it will help you. All right, so here's a disclaimer. All information, videos, clips, demonstrations, presentations delivered in any form are for educational and instructional purposes only. Zebra Trading and the Internet Network absolutely stipulate that no matter how and in what manner or form our information and or materials are acquired by anyone, all is purely for purpose of demonstrating alternative methods of using the resources. Users understand that all content is purely for educational demonstration purposes only and is never a recommendation to take any specific action and does not provide any indication or prediction of actual results. In fact, individual results always vary and you may encounter significant loss. As a user, you understand and agree that any results obtained through the demonstrations are hypothetical and do not indicate in any way the results you may receive by using our resources. All available resources are not intended as and shall not be understood or construed as legal, accounting, or financial advice and is not a substitute for advice from professionals who are aware of the facts and circumstances of your individual situation. All right, with that disclaimer done, let's go ahead and see what today's session, this session, is all about. It's all about end of day search. And this is a Monday morning, so we coming in from a weekend, so it's pretty easy to do an end of day search. So the first thing we do is we establish the profiles. We set the profiles up on our MT4 platform. Once we've set up profiles, we apply indicators. Then we create templates. And then once we have the templates created, we can scan the profiles for potential trading opportunities. And then, of course, we can always correlate the MT4 chart with TradingView. So we identify SET for potential trades. That's our acronym for stop, entry, and target. We always know where our stop is going to be before we enter the trade. All right, so here's the establishing the profiles. So what we do in our profiles folder on an MT4 platform, here's an example. I set up a majors, US majors pairs, Aussie cross pairs, Australian dollar, British pound cross pairs, Euro cross pairs, Yen cross pairs, New Zealand, Swiss franc, the Canadian cross pairs. I even have a folder set up for the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq. We also take a look quickly at silver and gold, as well as oil. If I want to, I can trade those on an MT4 platform. And then I have a folder that I call my trades, so that if I find a trade, then I put it in the folder so I don't have to go searching for it. So each currency establishes a profile in the platform. So I have the US majors, and I include the Singapore dollar as one of the majors simply to balance out the view of the profile, because otherwise there'd be 7 and it would be a little awkward. With 8, it comes up nicely on the screen. So here you see we also do the cross pairs, and if possible, I will do a Singapore dollar cross pair. All right. So here you can see, here is, for example, a gold chart, and I applied the indicator and the template. So you can see here, my indicator are the spread. I always have the spread, so I know what the spread is in points. And remember, 10 points is 1 pip. Okay. And your indicator that I'm using here is the 33 Zebra channel, the latest version 3.03. And so that's this channel here. That's the channel. Now the channel is composed of the upper band, the middle band, and the lower band. Okay, that's the channel. So the channel has 3 bands within the overall channel. And so once I've got that established, I also add the one that we've been using for a long, long time, and that's my Zebra alert with the confirmation. So you can see here what we get. All right, so that's how we set it up. Now these dots right here, the dots that you see here, the green dots, the red dots, again, those are the band. When price breaks into a band, you get a dot. And once it stays trading within that band, we don't add more dots. Once it comes out of the band and is trading into the middle area of the channel, then we would see new dots come in as we see here. And the arrows, as usual, this is a alert arrow. Okay, there's an alert. So we want to make sure that we get the best alert. And then, of course, the alert has a confirmation. Now, when we are doing this approach, the end of day approach, using the channel and the alert, normally, under normal circumstances, we would look for the alert and then wait for the indicator or the alert confirmation. And once we get the alert confirmation, then take the trade. In this case, what we're doing here is we are kind of shortcutting this a little bit. And what we're doing is we're looking for the indication that price has moved into an upper band or a lower band. That gives us the dot. And then once we get the dot, then what we're doing is we're looking for a alert. And once we get the alert, then we can be confident to take the trade based on the alert and not have to wait for an alert confirmation. So it gives us a little bit of a shortcut, allows us to get into a trade a little bit earlier, and also allows us to have tighter stops. Now, once we get a channel trade set up, then what we do is we look at where's the close, Here the close, as you can see here, was well above the channel. So I would be willing to count 3 or 4 channel lines. And so here is 1 channel, 2 channel, 3 channel, 4 channel lines, and set that as my target. Now, if I was trading inside the channel, and I had a close inside the channel, then I would only kind of target 3 channel lines, 3 at the most. 1, 2, 3. If I get it and it's outside of an upper band or lower band, it's kind of a decision, either skip it or be very careful on that, because you know, inside this area of the channel, price is going to meander up and down, up and down. Doesn't have a very clear direction in terms of where it wants to go. All right. The other thing is we always look at the channel trend, and I've done a lot of teaching, explanation of how we identify channel trend in my regular FX nailing sessions every Wednesday. So you should be at least going to Google and look up NailingFX Opa-Bert and find all the links that can help you get all that information. So now we've applied the indicators, created the template. And so once we've done that, we set up the profile. And you can see the way we set up the profile is I've got 8 currency pairs. All of these are USD. See USD in the base currency position, USD, 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 and that's USD base currency first on the top. And here we have USD down in the counter position. So all of these are counter. Why do I set it up that way? Well, it makes it really easy to look at what's the overall trend. Here I can see USD overall trend, and I can focus kind of on the center band. The center band will give me that good information on the overall, and it is basically negative down to kind of flat. Here it's showing me down, here it's showing me down, here it's showing me down. So this is telling me that basically the US was weak at this time. When I was looking at this, the US dollar was weak against these currencies. Now if I look down below here and I look at the center band, I see the center band is rising. And so that means that again, the US dollar is weak, because the chart always identifies the base currency movement. So if the base currency here is euro, and the euro is rising against the dollar must be weaker. Here again we see weaker, and down here in the Nasdaq, this is the only one that is kind of going the opposite way. So overall in the market on this day at the time that I was looking at this or took this image, the US dollar was weak. All right. So then I do the same type of thing, but this time I'm scanning the profiles of the individual currencies. So you don't see US dollar here. What you see is the Aussie. This is an Aussie scan, and I look down here and I can see this is the Aussie profile. Down there at the bottom says 01 Aussie. I kind of number them. Sometimes I put them in alphabetical order or however they come up. Depends. I have different platforms. You'll see that they kind of look different. But here what it's indicating is that we're only looking at the Aussie crosses with the majors, with the other major currencies. So Aussie crossing the euro, kind of flat. Aussie crossing Canadian flat. And again, what I'm looking for here is overall the Aussie is kind of flat. It's not showing any strength against other currencies. But what I'm really looking for, again, this is end of day, what I'm looking for is do I get, like I see right here, or maybe down below here, do I get a indication that price has moved into a buy zone or sell zone, a buy band or sell band of the channel. Okay, that's what I'm really looking for. And so I can scan through that very quickly. And we will do an actual scan of these, and you can see how quickly it can be done. And that's it. You're done for your end of day trading. If you want to do something else, you can. But there's really no need. You can just do end of day. So here is the example of all of the different currencies in there. Each of them has 6 charts, so that all the cross pairs are shown here. You can see that we have all of them set up. Okay, we can also scan for the indices in the US. Here's the Dow. Let me get my magnifying glass because I can't read it. Yeah, this is the Dow 30. Okay, and you can see that we're using the same approach. Now, I know, because I know the channel looks like, I know that when price broke up into here, I would have gotten a red dot. That was followed immediately by an alert, and so I would have gone short here, and since I would have been outside of the upper band, I might have only been targeting 2 lines below, 1, 2 through the other side, and you can see that was picked up very quickly. Okay, down below here I can't tell really what's happening, but again, so I can look at, again, if you have an MT4 platform, but let's say you're trading futures and you trade futures and you want to get an indication of what direction in the next few days the futures might be heading. So this is a very, very good way to identify what's going on in the futures as well. So you can look at the Dow, you can look at the S&P, you can look at the Nasdaq and see what's going on there. If you're a metals, gold, and silver trader, same approach, same thing to look at. And we also take a look at oil. You can take a look at oil, and it'll give you the same indication of what's the potential, what's the likely movement in the next few days. All right. Now, once you get an indication, you can then go to Trading View, and I've explained how we do the correlations in my Nailing FX series every Wednesday morning here from Vietnam. That's about 4 a.m. In London, and that's Tuesday night at 11 p.m. In the East Coast of the U.S. So again, go to Google, just Google NailingFX Opa-Bert, and you'll find a lot of links. So now let's go ahead and take a look and see how we actually go ahead and hunt for trades. So we're always looking at all the charts. We always use live charts to get those trades. Here is a quick link if you want to take a quick screenshot. I'll give you a pause here for a second so you can use these links, but you will find these links again by doing a quick Google search. And you can always send me an email at fxopabert@gmail.com so that we can I can answer your questions, and also If you need the indicators that I'm using, I will send you the indicators evaluation copies so that you can see how well they work for you. And if they work for you and you want to retain them, then you can subscribe for the indicators. All right, so let's get to it. I'm going to get rid of the here and bring up a chart. All right, so here's a chart of the Euro USD. This was a chart that I looked at last Wednesday, and I actually put on a trade. This yellow line is a trade. Now, this was not a trade based on the channel dots, okay? It was not based on channel dots. What this trade was based on alert with an alert confirmation. I anticipated that because of the way this looked, having a relatively big move here, that price would pull back. So I put in a limit order in here and waited for price to come down. That limit order got filled, and price then started to move in my direction. My target was up above here. As you can see, there's the target. And when it moved into my direction, I shortened my stop loss, which originally was down here below the alert arrow. Very simple approaches that we take. Again, everything you need to know is on the Nailing FX series, and you should go to Facebook and look at the Facebook page. It's at fxpipstrading.com, fxpipstrading.com. All right, so let's go ahead. This is a default screen. Now what I want to do is I want to show you, so let's go ahead and if you would, think about what time it is right now. It's at about 11:05, and I am going to go to my market overview, which is only the US. Okay. Don't know why it's taking so long. Come on. Market overview. Okay, so here we are at the market overview. That's read. All right, so why do I have it set up like this? Okay, so again, I can see everything that's going on here. Let's go. All right, so we're in market overview. So all I have to do is really quickly look at this chart. Am I trading into or above the upper band or lower band? The answer is no, no. Here I'm in the middle, no, middle again, no, middle again. Let's take a look down here. Well, this is actually a trade that I'm in. I explained that to you, but there's nothing here to look for. And at the end of day here, again, I'm in the middle, in the middle, in the middle. So that was looking at 8 charts, including the Singapore dollar. And so now what I can do is go to my Aussie crosses. Okay. So now I'm going to look at the 6 Aussie crosses. We're getting a little bit of a delay here coming at the data. And again, all I need to do is look. All right, I'm in the middle. No, nothing here. Middle, no. Middle, no. Middle, no. Middle, no. Middle, no. Next. So now I'm going to go to the pound crosses. Okay. And take a look and see what's there in the pound crosses. Well, waiting for the data to come up. Here we go. And we're trading in the middle, end of day, middle, 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 middle. So there's nothing for me to do here in the pound. So let's go down to the CAD, Canadian crosses. See if there's anything here that might help me get something of potential for putting on a trade. And again, I'm trading in the middle area, in the just a little bit coming into the middle here, middle area, middle area. I can see these bands, right? I can see the middle band, middle band. So nothing available to me in the CAD. All right, so now let's go down and look at the Swissy crosses. Okay, let's see. Do we have anything in the Aussie Swiss or Euro Swiss or Kiwi Swiss? Anything here in the middle? Nothing. Nothing again. Nothing again here. Looking down at the CAD Swiss. Nothing here. Looking at the Pound Swiss. Nothing here. And we just were coming up. We had a nice trade. Probably had a nice trade on the Swiss yen. Let's open that chart just to take a look at it so you see. You see what happened? Here we had a dot come in on the channel because price moved into the lower band. And then price kept going lower and lower and lower. It moved in, moved out, gave me another one. Then it gave me an alert. Now maybe some alerts came in here, but what I have to do is I have to wait for the end of the period to see if a new alert might not come in because price could always go lower. Well, at this point, price doesn't go and breaks well above here. So this is my entry. This would have been my entry at this point. And because it's not inside the lower band, I would be targeting 1, 2 lines. I'd be looking at this up here as the target. So let's take a look and see. I would have had a 100 pip stop and looking for 185 pip profit. So very close to 2 to 1. And obviously, once price moves favorably in my direction, I have specific rules that allow me to go into a free trade, and that's it. So now let's continue with our check. All right, so we saw we had nothing in Swiss. Now let's look at the Euro crosses. Okay, all the Euro crosses here. Everything you can see is Euro, Euro Aussie, Euro Swiss, Euro Yen, Euro CAD, Euro Pound, Euro Kiwi, and again, nothing going into the upper or lower band. So we go to the next. Now we go to Yen crosses. Okay, Yen crosses. And quickly look at the CAD Yen, nothing here. Looking at the Aussie Yen, nothing here. Looking at the Pound Yen, nothing. Kiwi Yen, nothing. Euro Yen, nothing. And the Swissy Yen, again, nothing. So nothing in those crosses. Okay. So now I'm going to go down and look at my Kiwi, my New Zealand crosses. And we get a quick look here at all the New Zealand crosses, the currencies. Here again, nothing here, nothing here in the Swiss, nothing in the Euro, nothing in the Pound, nothing here in the Aussie New Zealand. Now maybe there was something. No, see, it didn't put in my channel dot. I need to have that channel dot in order to jump on it. Now remember, the channel dot comes in today. I'm not even taking the trade today. I'm taking it tomorrow at end of day if I get a alert signal, right? All right, so that basically finishes up the currency, the FX cross pairs. So let's take a quick look at what might be happening in the indices. And so again, let's take a look here. I'll open it up. We did have an alert showing that the indices might be dropping a little bit, but nothing substantial. Back here in towards the end of August, late in August, we saw that the alert came in. So if you were a trading that in your account, you could have seen again 1, 2 easily coming up here and then turning around here. This is not a dotted trade. This is just a pure alert with a confirmation indicating that price wants to come down but is moving sideways, not a really strong move. So let's go ahead and look at the S&P. Here again, nice trades on the S&P. Back here, you saw this. You could have caught that trade outside. So we had 1, 2, 3, and possibly getting into the deeper, but for a really tight stop and a huge target potential, that's a great trade. This down here, again, looked really good. We got the close here. Well, we actually got the close and the dot, or the alert and the dot simultaneously at the end of the day. The next day, price did not go lower and closed higher, so we could have gotten in and our target would have been up here. We would have already had basically a one-to-one trade completed. Now on the Nasdaq, again here, nice. Here's the dot, and I would say that there were probably alerts coming in here, and then this alert up in here, trading no longer at the end of the day, the next day. We're always watching the day. So, you know, for you guys that are eager to trade, this is going to calm you down, and you're going to make a lot of pips. You have the potential to make a lot of pips. It's not 100%. Nothing is ever 100%, but there's great potential here. So you just need to be calm, be patient, take the trades when they show up, and lock in your pips. Go to free trades, manage the positions, and let them run. But move your stops and always lock in what you've got. So that was the Nasdaq. Let's look at the Dow. Here was the Dow. Again, we had some opportunities to take some nice trades. Here was not a channel dot type of trade, but we did get an alert with a confirmation, and there was a nice possibility to make. Usually that means about 50 pips. For you, again, futures traders or option traders that are trading options on futures in the indices, this can really help you, show you where price is likely to go. And so take advantage of it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the gold. We go into gold here, seeing the gold chart. All right, so here we see West Texas crude. Nothing really happening here. Let me open the chart up on West Texas crude. nothing really exciting. Here we go to the British Brent crude oil. Nothing exciting here happening. We are getting some alerts with confirmations. And again, those are usually good for about 50 pips or better. But you know, you may have some upside down risk reward on those. So let's go ahead and take a look now at gold. You can see gold, bang, bingo, bango here. And now, just 2 weeks ago, I guess, well, count the days. Today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 days ago, a week ago, a little more than a week and a half in trading, we had a nice setup here where price actually gave us an opportunity to take this trade and see where it was going to go. I'm anticipating that it will go up into 1, 2, 3, up into here. And again, how can you confirm, you know, the buy zone, sell zone if you're not trusting the channel completely on its own? Again, use Trading View and go to the UFOs. Go to the UFOs, unfilled orders, and see those zones. May give you an opportunity to take some trades at some other time frames. Here again, nice trade setup for this trade, and again, I'm anticipating that this is going to get up into this area. Really nice tight stop, 2 to 1, 3 to 1, easily looked at. But again, once it moves and you've got 50 pips locked in, you know, 50 pip move has already been accomplished. At least go to a free trade. If you just, you know, want to go to 5 pip free trade, protect your account. Protect your account. So that's your gold and silver. Finally, I do have here the opportunity to look at the SGD, the Singapore crosses. And we can see here, nothing new. We are looking at for them to go into, and we see here, this had a nice trade right here, and price is moving up. Real tight, good stops. Of course, you're in a daily chart, so your stops are going to be large comparative to trading in an hourly or 15-minute or whatever. But the risk and the reward are really very interesting, and you don't have to stick with that big stop. Once price has moved significantly in your direction, change the stop from a stop loss to a stop profit, stop for profit. Okay, so we do have this all available. Now let me take a look at the time. The time now is 11:20. We started this exercise at 11:05, and I talked a lot and gave a lot of descriptions. So you can see within 5 minutes, you could be done with your analysis looking for your trades in the FX or the indices or gold or whatever. You want to use that and go on to trade in your futures or trade in your options. That's all up to you. But this is a really good way to identify where there are good potential trading opportunities. Nothing is 100%. Remember, look for the trades. I hope this video has been helpful to you and that you will be able to find some good end of day, daily trading opportunities so that you can mount up and build up those pips in your account, which, when you build pips, eventually translates to dollars in your account. So good trading. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on another video. Have a great week.